Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we got a real emotional roller coaster for you. We're diving into a topic that hits close to home for many, divorce. Specifically, the emotional aftermath of ending a long-term relationship, as shared by a mother who just separated from her husband of 10 years. From the overwhelming feelings of grief and guilt to the complex layers of post-divorce resentment, we'll explore the raw emotions that come with such a life-changing decision. We'll also talk about the societal pressures and the struggle to find balance between personal happiness and family responsibility. If you've ever gone through a breakup or major life change, this one's for you.
I'm a single mom of a 2.5-year-old. I've been split up from my ex for about 10 months now. I still get hit hard sometimes with the grief and the loneliness of it all. Like, I took him to the park and we were playing alone for a long time, and he was saying cute things, funny things, and I was texting my mom and my sister and, telling them what he said, and then another family comes and it's a mom, a dad, and a son his age, and they're all three playing together, and the kid says something funny and they both laugh and look at each other and talk about it, and I literally had to leave the park because I started sobbing because I grieve that life so hard. You can have all the support in the world, you can have the best parents, the best family, but nothing replaces that relationship you have with a spouse. Mommy. And your kid. And sometimes it just feels so overwhelming that it still feels so heavy. And that the guilt still eats away at me, even though I know it was the right decision. Just the guilt that I can't give my son, that life.
There are no phones connected. Connect a phone and try again.
It feels really heavy and really overwhelming still. And sometimes I just feel really tired. This is all to say, if you're doing this too, you're not alone. It freaking sucks. I don't know when it's supposed to get easier. I don't know if it ever will. I don't know if this is just the pain I feel forever. But if it is, I feel it with you.
Oh, boo-hoo! Let me play a sad song for you on the world's smallest violin.
I will never be able to understand this feeling of guilt when you're the one who decides to break up your own family. She suffers when she sees a united family as God intended, but when she had her own, all she did was focus on how unhappy she was in that life and abandon everything. Because, of course, she deserves to be happy. 80% of divorces are filed by women, and this percentage is even higher among professionals. So, how do you complain about the man when you're the one who leaves? How can you say you love your children when you're the one putting them at a disadvantage in life? We don't know the details of her divorce. We'll dive into that in the next video. But it's hard to believe someone who claims to want the best for their children when their actions always end up prioritizing what suits them best.
Good morning. Happy Saturday. I thought I'd do a little chatty get ready with me. I'm feeling a little dark this morning. So, to be honest, I usually cope with just humor. But I'm afraid I don't even have that to offer today. I feel like I've been kind of vague with my current life situation, and that's because it's all still kind of new to me too. And I just needed a second to adjust. I've mentioned before, but my son and I are living with my parents right now. I'm kind of in the early stages of a divorce, and it quite literally sucks the life out of me. I was at my old house last night picking up the majority of what's left of my personal belongings. That was definitely emotional. It's this stage of going to the house, getting your things, seeing old photos, even just like the familiar smell of it all, like it just literally like knocked the wind out of me. And so that was hard, but I did it. And then the icing on the cake was Breeze stayed with his dad last night. And so then I just left Breeze. And as a mom, that will never get easier, I don't think either. It literally just feels like I am leaving a limb behind. It feels so unnatural to not put my baby to sleep every night. So it was honestly just a hard day yesterday and hard morning this morning. But I also want to say this to anyone that's going through this or has gone through this or is about to go through this. You can do it. I am God's weakest soldier. Like, I am so soft and I'm getting through it just fine. And if you would have told me that I was going to be going through this, I would have said, like, I can't survive it. I could not survive that. I would never be able to survive a divorce with a child. Like, that will literally kill me. That'll take me out. I was so wrong. Like, all of that to say, like, you will be fine. It's definitely been the most humbling experience of my life to have a 10-year marriage end and move back in with my parents into my childhood bedroom and lean on them for emotional support. But with that has also just come so much like growth and self-love, and it's been really beautiful and healing, all the good things too. I remember hearing this concept on a podcast once, and it has really just stuck with me throughout this entire process as well. And it's this idea that you can have two like opposite or contradicting feelings at the same time, and both can be true. So I feel like that's honestly what's gotten me through. Like, I have been sad, grieving, angry, bitter, but like at that same time, I have also been fulfilled, happy, joyful, peaceful, content. I can be happy and sad. Like, I can have both of those feelings and not try to push out one or the other. Anyways, I know I've been rambling, but I feel like I just always see people out on the other end of it, and they're like success stories of making it through and whatever, but like, I'm just kind of in the middle of it, and I just wanted to talk about how it feels to literally be doing the thing that's really hard, and to hopefully just like give hope to anyone else who's going through it too. Let you know that like you're not the only one going through it, because it can feel like the most lonely and isolating thing in the entire world. I just want to thank you guys for being here and being my internet friends. It's been like a very unexpected, fun community. So thanks for being here. Love you guys. Bye.
Stay tuned, because this is about to get real. Divorce can have a profound emotional impact, leaving a lasting imprint on those involved. The story of a single mother, reflecting on her decision to end her marriage of 10 years, poignantly highlights the intense emotional toll that divorce can exact. She speaks openly about the overwhelming feelings of grief and loneliness that consumed her, particularly when she observed other families enjoying moments together. The shift from a shared life to solitude can feel like an unbearable loss. And even though she recognizes that the decision to divorce was ultimately the right one, the weight of her child's perceived loss of a traditional family life compounds her emotional burden. For this mother, the complexity of guilt is undeniable. She wrestles with a persistent sense of responsibility, feeling torn between her own happiness and the well-being of her child. Divorce, in many societies, is often viewed as a failure, especially for women, who traditionally bear the brunt of familial responsibilities. This societal judgment only amplifies the guilt she feels. Despite knowing she made the right choice for her personal growth, she cannot shake the feeling that her son is missing out on the ideal family dynamic, adding to her emotional struggle. This internal conflict The desire for personal fulfillment while also worrying about the consequences for her child captures the intricate layers of parental guilt that often accompany divorce. The video also touches on the bitterness that can follow the dissolution of a marriage. Many women, particularly those who feel wronged, struggle to move on and instead channel their emotions into seeking revenge. A lawyer recounts instances where ex-wives, unable to let go of their resentment, initiate legal actions aimed at undermining their former husbands, especially when they perceive them as moving on with new relationships. This need for retribution can take many forms, and it speaks to the difficulty many individuals face in letting go of past grievances. Such behaviors only prolong the emotional turmoil and prevent closure, ultimately hindering the ability to heal and move forward. The narrative also suggests a broader societal trend where many women, although they pursue divorce in search of personal fulfillment, still yearn for the stability that marriage and family life once provided. Statistics reveal that a significant number of divorces are initiated by women, highlighting a shift in priorities where personal happiness is placed above traditional family structures. This tension, seen in the mother's reflections, serves as a reminder that the pursuit of happiness is essential but can come at a considerable cost. In this case, it's the children who are caught in the middle, facing the repercussions of adult decisions that, no matter how well-intentioned, can still be painful. As the mother continues her journey of healing, she learns to reconcile the conflicting emotions that come with such a major life transition. There are moments of sadness and anger, but there are also moments of joy and peace. This duality speaks to the complexity of the human experience, showing that it is possible to feel a mixture of emotions as one navigates the difficult terrain of post-divorce life. Ultimately, her story encourages others who are facing similar struggles to recognize that they are not alone. In sharing her experience, she fosters a sense of community, offering solace to those who might feel isolated in their own emotional battles.
I got a call the other day from a client whose divorce I had finished up about 5 years ago. And that wasn't the first phone call. As a matter of fact, I had probably gotten 50 phone calls and probably just as many emails from her during the time period after the divorce, the 5 years. And here's the reason why. She wanted revenge. She wanted her pound of flesh. Her husband had left her for another woman, had left her with 2 kids, and he had gone on with his life. As a matter of fact, he had gotten remarried. He had got a good job, a nice house, nice car. Everything from the outside looked like he was doing quite well, and that made her angry because she was not doing well. But part of the reason why she wasn't doing well is because she could not let go. When you get divorced, you've got to put that behind you and move on with your life. And I understand there's going to be a period of grief. There's going to be a period of anger. All of those emotions will come to the surface, but at some point, you have got to let go and move on with your life. Otherwise, you're going to end up hurting yourself more than you're going to hurt the other person. Now, she may be able to get him held in contempt, may even be able to get him locked up, and that's going to give her some satisfaction, but it's not going to solve the real problem that she has. She's got to let go and move on with her life. When you get divorced, that's very important. If you can't do that and you hold on to that, it's going to cause you many problems in the future.
There's a reason that men make fun of single women.
And what reason would that be?
Whether it be a single mom or someone who's just chosen to never marry. And it's because they feel threatened.
Somehow I doubt that.
The more women who take that route, the less women there will be available to them. And they're afraid of other women looking at those women who are single and being like, oh, like she's actually pretty happy and satisfied, and then following suit.
That's an interesting theory. I'll give one that.
So they make fun of them and try to paint them in a bad light so that doesn't happen.
That doesn't make a lot of sense, does it?
And the reason men want a larger dating pool is not because they actually like women and want to find like their soulmate or someone they love they want to share their life with.
Oh, okay. So what is the reason?
They're afraid of being alone. Well, they are afraid of being alone.
Some perhaps, but a large amount of men are actually perfectly happy being single.
But it's because they don't know how to do things for themselves. They want a wife because they want someone to cook and clean for them and take care of everything and basically be their mother who they can also sleep with.
That's actually not what most men want, but by all means, go on with that narrative.
Nothing makes a man angrier than seeing an older woman who is single and happy. Before, men come in my comments like, I am married. I am married to a man. But if you don't want to be alone forever, you're just going to have to step up because women are finally standing up for themselves and asking for more. And that more is what they've always deserved.
Granted, there are some men out there that do seem to enjoy making fun of women that are single. However, whether right or wrong, a lot of those women tend to make it a little bit too easy to do. But I digress. But do bear in mind that there are quite a few men out there that are actually choosing the peace of being single for a lot of the same reasons that women are. But I guess if one is going to worry about men making fun of women that are going to remain single, then I suppose one should keep that same energy for women that make fun of men for doing the very same thing.
And that concludes today's discussion on MGTOW voice. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to stay updated on future videos. Join our exclusive membership for more perks. Share your thoughts in the comments below, and I'll see you all in the next video.